Okay, so I've tried neatening up inside here a little bit. I had to solder some wires, so I soldered this wire here. This is the original wire that came from the new hot end, and it goes into the plug because their plug is a bit of an awkward one actually. It has connectors on two ends in a 3-pin connector, and so you can't just plug that in normally, as opposed to the one which was for the fan, which is working, which is just a 2-pin connector. If I can find it in there somewhere. There, right in the middle of the screen there. That is what it is. So yeah, I had to turn that around so it was left cable is black, right cable is red. But I have reconnected some of the wires that go around. These ones are a little bit thinner now. These are the ones that go from the power to the heat bed via this nice big thing up here, the MOSFET. So we have the, let me pull this out a little bit. So we have the MOSFET here, the wire comes down here, connects here. That is also where it connects to this thing here, which is a new thing that I wired in, which is a USB connector, which goes into the power cable for the Raspberry Pi. And then the Raspberry Pi obviously connects to the board and the camera behind it, which then goes up for a cable and through the back. There's nothing behind that board now, so there's a little bit of extra cable, so it's not as tight in there. So hopefully that will fix maybe 1 or 2 issues that we might have had in the past. Now all I've got to do is get packing, put all these cables back in, screw the fronts back on, and then we are ready to go for a test print. Welcome back. So finally I have tested the E3D V6 print head, and we have some results and some tests. So as you can see here, this is a before. The print was getting gradually worse and worse. I think maybe as the head that it was using previously was dying. So this is all I could really salvage out of it. It's very blotchy. You know, it's printed the general shape of it, but it's not very good. There's some definite deformations on the side and even the back as well, which don't look right, and have kind of messed up the general shape of the Marvin, and that's before. Now, after, bear in mind I haven't fine-tuned it perfectly yet. This one is one of the first ones that came out, and it's actually a really good print, I thought. It's very hard to tell as well with this texture on the filament if there is too much of an issue with the filament or not, but I thought it looks pretty good. There's a tiny bit of Z wobble still, but I think that is just how my printer is set up. I don't think that's an actual issue with this print head at all, but this is definitely a lot better than some of the other prints that I have received from this printer, and one of the best prints that I've ever had so far actually, so this is a really good one. I thought I'd try and fine tune the settings a little bit more, and I managed to get this one. I thought the face on this one is very clean. There's still very slight banding issues on the side, pretty much a good ball shape from the side. The top bit printed quite nicely. There is very slight stringing in the top bit, but that's not too bad. I think with a bit more testing and trials and stuff like that, we could get one of these out which looks really good. I don't really post these up on Instagram. Maybe if I do print a really good one, then I'll post it up on there. The only issue that I did find with this print was that I printed too close to the bed, and it printed the bottom with no bottom layer, because for three layers somehow for 3 layers it didn't print anything on the bottom of the Marvin, and then it just started from there and printed upwards, which I'm quite surprised with. I don't know how it didn't detach from the bed. and also how I detached it from the bed, because it probably would have been welded on pretty much. I also have a little 1 centimeter cube here. I mean, it looks fairly standard, I guess, as far as 1 centimeter cubes go. The bottom layer isn't perfect on this, but it's pretty much a perfect square. And yeah, so far what I think of this print head is it's pretty good. I actually really like it. I did have a bit of an issue with it when I first installed it. Full disclosure, I attached the head, put everything in, wired it all up, and the temperature was going crazy. It was like 30 degrees, then it was like 100 degrees, then it was like 2 degrees, then it was nothing. It was just completely dead. I don't know what the issue is with the temperature sensor, and it doesn't sound like a very good thing to have, a dodgy temperature sensor, because on a few occasions it has clipped the temperature, it came back, and then it was at like 260 degrees, and I was very worried that this would be a bit more of an issue. So I rewired the entire printer. This isn't in any of the videos, this is me spending an entire weekend trying to make a printer right, just because the print sensor was wrong. Now I still haven't done. Well, what I did in the end of that was I took I took the heat probe out and the temperature sensing probe out of the print block, put them back in, and now, touch wood, it seems to be fine. It seems to be okay this time. The levels on here are very much just straight 200 degrees when I'm printing PLA, and that makes it very easy to start trusting it again as a bit more of a workhorse. I have had multiple issues with bed leveling, just because one of these bars is a bit dodgy. The left one, I think it is, or maybe it's both of them, I'm not really sure. But it goes up and down, like, I don't know why. It's just really, really bad. But when I push down on the bed, sometimes the bar underneath goes down because it's not secured in tight enough. And you would have thought you can fix that by tightening up the big rod that goes from the front to the back of the printer. I have tried that, and it didn't really do anything. I mean, it's tight. It's fairly tight now. But yeah, I was hoping that it would be a bit more tighter than it is. But it's not always a bad thing. I'm guessing because of the amount of times that I've just planted the bed when accidentally printing something, it has just caused an issue with that. And maybe that's something that I need to look at getting a new printer to fix. Or, you know, I want to be able to focus on projects for at least a part of this year. So I am looking at new printers that I can get and maybe afford. I'm stuck between maybe a CR10S and a Anet, not an Anet, God, I don't want another Anet, and a Prusa Mark III. So yeah, if you guys have any recommendations on that, please do let me know in the comments below. But anyway, that is about it for this episode. I will have a filament review coming out soon, which kind of does tie in with what I've been doing because I'm using the same filament. But this will be a separate review so that I can show a bit more about cool things that I have managed to print with the filament, and there's a couple of other things that I have tried with filament which look pretty cool. So don't forget to watch that video, don't forget to subscribe, let me know if you can follow me on Twitter, that's @NEJE442, and thanks for watching.